their friend or their immediate network around them may not spend $1,000 on art, but when you sit down and again do the math, I've spent maybe a month and a half working on this painting. It's been 2 hours a day. I want to give myself at least minimum wage, right? You could almost do the math and see, oh, this thing is actually supposed to be 2,000 something, right? And I'm communicating the value incorrectly to others. So first I started the hours, which is super important. The cost of goods I think is always important for anybody that does anything in production. And if you're not into like the physical goods or production, cost of goods is also very important for our professional services folks. Waking up, getting food, getting coffee, how many hours do I need to focus, how many hours do I need to research, those are your cost of goods. So cost of goods in terms of the painting and the techniques that are applied. And I think the art piece usually falls in for most of us, and where the price, the range goes a little crazy, it's the novelty. And novelty / like notoriety, right? So for negotiating, this is one of the best places for me to learn like that skill. I always add those like real, tangible markers. This thing took me this many hours. This is how much went into it, so I at least have to cover this. And then that last piece where it's novelty and notoriety, I think this is where self-confidence comes into play, storytelling comes into play, the ability to think aspirationally, like where I would like to be versus where I am now. And then getting the feedback from people in a less like rejection, but more like very open to growth and to new experience type of way, like getting feedback from people when they say no, and not seeing that as something that shuts you down, but almost as like the instruction. No, because it's not in a museum or gallery or a thing. So you say, okay, great, I'll come back tomorrow. You come back tomorrow and you say, okay, now it's $1,000 and it's been in this museum, this gallery, and this thing. And for a painting, funny enough, those things cost money as well sometimes. Shipping, handling, and those things all kind of add into the cost of it. So there's a lot of kind of hard like tethering it back to reality. I like that we've said a million different times, like you want to quantify it. You want to quantify it. Like I know that art is spiritual and it's about our beliefs and what it inspires us to do, but as much as that is true, even with art, I have to quantify it every single day. How much did the paint cost? How much are the paint brushes? How much time do I have to spend on the canvas? How much is it per square inch? And what does that mean in terms of scale and where it goes and how it travels? So a lot of different things for me to get to the end of
Thanks, Trevor.